Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is LuckyTux and today we're going to be discussing what I hope to see in Egg Hunt 2018. Now, I'm a big fan of egg hunts. I've been doing them since 2013 and I've collected the eggs for every year for the last 2 years and I've gotten all of them. But I believe that this year is going to be the best one yet, even better than 2013 and 2012. And I should know, I was in 2013. But I remember through my days of being a dev, I can tell that the egg hunts get better every year. For example, 2013 to 2014, that was a big jump. Not everyone liked it because of smooth terrain, but it was good nevertheless, and it had amazing egg designs. But that's what we're here to talk about right now. We're here to talk about 2018. Now, in 2017, we saw new scripts, we saw amazing cutscenes, we saw amazing minigames. Now, for example, my favorite minigame of this world right here would have to be the flying on the plane. I get that it was a little bit gimmicky at times, but it was really fun to do, and provided entertainment throughout the time, and it still matches up to this year's scripting. So I hope to see more little mini games like this where you have to go through the rings. But the big thing that I really liked about this egg hunt was that Fabergé eggs are earned through completing all the eggs rather than just getting them randomly. Because I remember when I hunted for them in 2016, it took me many hours to get them. I got maybe 4 hours in and got the Fabergé egg. I did get the rainbow egg, I got the zombie egg, but I felt that it was so much more worthwhile to get it through working hard to get it rather than just hunting for it. But the first world we'll be talking about here is the underwater world. In the underwater world, we had a find and receive quest where you had to go talk to the skeleton, grab the compass, and go find where the buried treasure is. And I thought that was a really cool concept. I'll do a little bit of a montage here, and I felt like you had to explore and check out the world, and it pushed the story forward. I loved how the quest did that. It showed you where some stuff is, such as the scuba dive ride. I felt like they should do something like that again, where you just go dig up the treasure, and voila, it's a new one. I really like the boss in this world too, but that's not the big thing I want to talk about here. I really liked the color corrections, and I liked the use of colors and the new trick egg. I like this year's trick egg. This year they used a trick egg that was a little bit familiar. I guess fish aren't friends for these guys, but when you go up and try and grab that egg, the egg will come up and grab you. I felt like that was really cool concept, and it really fit the underwater theme. So I'll show you how that works. He eats you, and yeah. The big thing I really liked about this egg hunt was the use of time trials. Now, like in the regular Super Mario stuff, you see these time trials where you have to beat the obstacle course or the obby in a set amount of time. And I really liked how we did it this year with a little quest where you had 2 minutes to get the egg. That was really neat. I'll do a little bit of a montage here for you guys to see how I did it. But I really liked how they provided so much challenge for us at that time. Because I remember when I first did this, I fell off the top and I didn't have enough time to do it, so I had to restart it. And I felt like that was something that actually provided a little bit of a challenge. The satisfaction I felt from receiving this egg rather than the one, like say the watermelon egg from 2013, was so much greater because I had to work for this egg. Now likewise, I really liked how they used the challenge where you had to find the right shark, where you had to find the golden shark. I felt like that was a really cool technique, and I thought it was cool how you had to avoid the bad sharks and try and get the good shark, like how my buddy Course just died over there. And of course I'm about to die here because I can't find the golden shark. But I felt like it was really cool and a very nice technique. But the big thing here was the use of teamwork, which they brought back from all of those years, and the use of a new mummy quest, which I really liked. Now, since there's only 2 of us, we can't show you the teamwork one, but it was one where you work together. It was as a pair or a trio in this and what it would be, and you had to go climb on the ropes to the right areas, and then you all get to go collect the egg. But for this one, the mummy quest, you had to trap the mummy inside of the pyramid, and then you had to go take his egg before he could get you, which I think was really, really cool. Now I'll show you guys how that works. These things that create a replayability factor, it makes the egg hunt so much more enjoyable, and that you want to do it again and again rather than saying, oh, I'm so glad I finished that, like with, say, the zombie trial in Egg Hunt 2016. But getting this egg after trapping him, it was so much more satisfying than just completing an obby. It made it more like a difficult puzzle, and I love the puzzles here. It was so much fun. And I know that my little brother did. He was in middle school at the time. I mean, it was so cool. It was so good for all ages. Speaking of all ages, I think that the coolest, funniest thing that I liked the most was the wacky and childlike creativity that they used in the event, like how they created is you had to catch the snowman from running away and you get the snowman egg. I thought that was really cool. Another thing I really liked was how you had to use the seal. You had to use fish to go stop a seal and make it not eat you, it eats the fish. So that way you can go and collect its egg. Now I'll show you guys how that works. Being able to steal the egg from the seal was so cool, but I also like how they use depth and how they interchange it, where they made a little underground snow and they built a mountain. I felt like that was really cool, how you had to explore and find the dynamite to blow up to get the egg. I thought that was a really cool technique, and I felt like it was something that was missing from the old games, like something that you should have been able to do, or explore deep down rather than just exploring surface level. Because there's more of the world than just surface level. There's the below and there's above. And there's so many cool little Easter eggs they hid in there, like those helmets. And I felt like it was such a well-made game that it was something you just can't not come back to see later. And yeah, it's exploring this again. I remembered how much I loved this, how cool the game was, and how much it was phenomenal. I loved it. And then getting that egg, I think that was so cool. But going on from there, another thing I really liked was the penguins and their little quest where you had to find their egg for them. And you had to take one of their little penguin buddies, you had to ride them and go find the little baby. So you ride on the penguin, it takes you on a little mini cutscene where you can't control anything, but you swing around, you have to go and you have to go around this path. I felt it was really cool, like one of the roller coasters from Roller Coaster Tycoon. I felt like it was something that was fun, and you could see where you're going. You were like playing a game, and then unfortunately my penguin crashed, silly penguin. but I was still able to find the penguin egg, and then it was a find and receive thing where you had to go bring the penguin egg back to them, and I felt like that was something that should have been in all the egg hunts where you had to find something important and bring it back. I mean, that sounds kind of familiar. I wonder where, but it's something that was just so neat that I couldn't leave out of this, because these find and receive quests where you had to get stuff, where you had to help things, where you had to show your compassion and teach the little kids lessons like sharing and helping others. I felt like that was something that is what Roblox is about. Kindness, creativity, fun. I felt like it was cool. And then you get the egg. That was awesome. But my favorite world of the whole event would have to be the world of tomorrow. Now, it's not just because of the amazing design and all the cool mushrooms and such, but my favorite events were here too, and my least favorite as well. Now, my least favorite was this guy, and it's something I don't want to see return in any egg hunts ever. Shallow Dot threw out the answer. Yes, but you're not going to like it. Doesn't matter, I must know. Alright, the answer to the ultimate egg is 42. You had to come back at a specific time to get this egg, and it drove me nuts because I was off by a minute multiple times. And of course they fixed it later on, but it wasn't worth it. Now, the Hal egg, that was the cool egg. You had to go over here, and you had to sneak around and get the button. You had to hit the button and escape and enter in there to get the egg back. I felt like it was a cool little obstacle course where they shot lasers at you if you, they shot bullets at you if you missed. And it was really cool. You had to dodge all the attacks, and you had to get in there and win. It was like something really neat. Of course, at the end of this, you never know if you're going to win or lose. It's a big thing. It was actually a challenge. I thought that was something that was cool. There was lasers you had to jump over and sneak under. I felt like it was something that belongs on Roblox because it's an adventure. It's supposed to be fun. Of course, you gotta dodge the lasers, of course, but ultimately, you have to get in there and you have to fight the boss. Now, unfortunately, I happened to die on my run of this, and I couldn't make it out of course. I got trapped by him on my way back, but that's okay. You guys will get the gist of it, that, of course, Hal is a pretty strong thing, and it was actually a challenge for a Roblox veteran like me who knows the controls amazingly well. And of course, the thing that we can't use shift lock, that was a big problem here as well. It was just a classic dodge in there. And of course, I get blown up. But going on, I felt like the Mars mission was actually really cool, where you got to take the cutscene and you fly off, and then of course it crashes. I think that was really cool. But that's not even to get started on what the best part of this part was. I think that the inclusion of a little thing that we have in our normal world called the weather, that was a big thing. The little weather storms. I felt like having it on specific nights where at one time or another there's going to be something that crashes or booms that changes everything around the world. And for this world, it was lightning. Lightning changed it all. Now, I believe it was 1 in every 10 nights, which is about once every half hour, you can get this egg and you go over there, you go up to see it, the lightning strike the tower, and you grab the egg. I felt like that was something really cool. The Tesla egg, that was my favorite egg of the whole event. But now we go on to what never should have been in the event and what should never come back. Oh god, where do I begin with this? I felt like the obby was such a cool concept. I beat this myself, but I got lucky. For this thing, you have to hold on and grab onto the little hooks. And of course, thank Roblox physics, it never works. So you have to hopefully grab on and not swing to your death. I'll show you guys how that worked. To get that far and just swing across to your death, that was something that shouldn't have been there. But now we must return to 2016 to talk about one thing that didn't come back, and that would be the find enough items to complete the quest thing, where you had to look and find bones to unlock the bone egg. That was a pretty cool quest. I liked that a lot. Alongside that, there was also one more thing that would have made the 2017 event so much better. And that was a lack of player versus player. It was all players versus game rather than players versus each other and players versus bosses, where it was all teamwork. There was no PvP where you get to challenge each other in the Coliseum. That was something that was really missing. But I appreciate you guys all of your concerns. I saw this a bunch on all of the Reds I visited about Roblox. And it was a kind of a shame. You don't get to battle anybody. I mean, what's the point? There was a dragon in there too, where you work together. After you finish fighting each other, you work together to take it down. I think that was the big thing that Hawaiian put in this game. But it was all worth it, because this last egg hunt, they put the eggs together, and they allowed us to have a reason to get the Fabergé, to get all the eggs. Because in the previous events, all you had to do was just hunt a couple eggs and just get the Fabergé randomly. This time, it was different. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed my take on this, and I hope that you guys leave a like and subscribe, and be sure to come back for more videos, because I got my big birthday stream coming up on Saturday. There'll be a big giveaway, we'll play a bunch of games, we'll have good fun. But thank you, I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye bye.